Hello health enthusiasts! Today we're discussing the most effective way to lower blood sugar. First, we need to understand what constitutes normal blood sugar levels. Traditionally, it's said that fasting blood sugar, measured after 12 hours without food, should be between 70 and 100. And I generally agree with this range, though it could be a bit tighter. When it comes to impaired glucose regulation, which indicates insulin resistance or pre-diabetes, fasting glucose is typically between 101 and 125. If you're a type 2 diabetic, fasting glucose is 126 and above. Beyond fasting levels, we also need to consider how quickly blood sugar rises after eating and how long it takes to return to normal levels. Some guidelines suggest that after a meal, blood sugar shouldn't exceed 170 to 200, but I believe this range is far too high. Most people who reach those levels are likely consuming processed carbs and are already insulin resistant. They recommend that insulin-resistant individuals may see levels between 190 and 230, while type 2 diabetics could experience readings from 220 to 300. After a meal, healthy blood sugar levels should drop to 120 to 140 within 2 to 3 hours. While for those with insulin resistance, it may take longer, with levels ranging from 140 to 190. However, many people considered normal aren't truly healthy, as 88% of the population shows some degree of insulin resistance. Therefore, optimal fasting glucose should be between 80 and 90 and even lower for those on keto or fasting. After eating, I believe blood sugar should stay within 90 to 110. Many people who eat low-carb or follow keto diets find that their blood sugar doesn't fluctuate much. For some, levels may actually decrease after eating due to the dawn phenomenon. The large fluctuations seen in some people's blood sugar are neither normal nor healthy. Graphically, what is considered normal blood sugar involves a significant rise, which I think results from consuming too many carbs, particularly processed ones. People are often told that most of their caloric intake should come from carbs, especially complex carbs, but these are essentially just another form of sugar. For those with insulin resistance, the rise is even more pronounced, and it gets worse for diabetics. Optimal blood sugar levels should remain relatively stable, with minimal changes if you're eating whole foods. Next, let's explore what causes high blood sugar. It's not just about eating food, but specifically, the type of food matters. Carbohydrates, especially processed ones, spike blood sugar levels significantly. The worst offenders are sugar and high-fructose corn syrup, with high-fructose corn syrup being particularly harmful because it clogs up the liver faster. Starches, often considered good carbs, also quickly turn into glucose, raising blood sugar almost as fast as sugar itself. For those with carbohydrate intolerance, it's crucial to reduce carb intake, as all forms of carbohydrates affect blood sugar similarly. When we consume carbs, they break down into glucose, which enters the bloodstream. Starches, such as potatoes, rice, and bread, raise blood sugar even faster than white sugar. The issue with sugar is that it's half glucose and half fructose. While glucose can be used by every cell in the body, fructose is only processed by the liver, which can lead to fat accumulation and fatty liver disease. While carbohydrates have the most significant impact on blood sugar, protein also has a minor effect since excess protein can be converted into glucose. Fat has the least impact on blood sugar because fatty acids can't be converted into glucose or fructose. The greatest impact on blood sugar comes from the foods we eat, particularly carbs, but insulin resistance plays a long-term role as well. Insulin helps glucose move from the bloodstream into cells, but when we consistently consume high levels of carbs, our cells become resistant to insulin, leading to a cycle of increasing blood sugar and insulin resistance. A few years later, the body just can't keep up anymore, and now blood sugar starts to rise. This is when people start to notice that something is wrong. They go to the doctor, and they're diagnosed with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes. But the problem has been building for years or even decades before the blood sugar started to rise. The issue is that we're only measuring the blood sugar, not the insulin levels. So by the time the blood sugar rises, the body's insulin resistance has already progressed significantly. The good news is that we can reverse this process by changing our lifestyle and diet. Reducing carbohydrate intake, especially processed carbs and sugars, can help lower insulin levels and improve insulin sensitivity. This can eventually bring blood sugar levels back to normal. But it takes time and consistency. The longer someone has had insulin resistance, the longer it will take to reverse. However, the sooner we start making changes, the better the chances of improving our health and avoiding the complications of diabetes. In conclusion, understanding how blood sugar and insulin work together is crucial for managing and improving our health. It's not just about avoiding high blood sugar. It's about addressing the underlying issue of insulin resistance. By making better food choices, reducing carbohydrate intake, and focusing on whole, unprocessed foods, we can take control of our blood sugar and support our overall health. So, take action now, make those changes, and give your body the support it needs to thrive. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.